Howdy, howdy.
Hi guys.
What's up, Rose?
Hello.
Welcome to the Love of Lapidary, podcast. For the last show of our first season. Um, that's all I got. Hi guys, what's going on?
Not much.
Just
Not
got done
much at
cutting
all.
agates.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Time.
You're the agate cutting fools. I love it.
They've
Some
been
of
cutting a
those
lot.
pictures,
Thumbs of steel.
Thumbs of
some of those
steel right here.
pictures, yeah, right. Some of those pictures you're posting, Andrew, they were like, wow,
I love them. I
just
love them.
amazing stuff.
The opportunity of being able to see all of these too,
Right.
incredible. It's incredible.
Do you ever like cut them open after somebody's? Because I know you do, like, claim the lot or claim the rock and then cut it open, right? So it's like a big surprise.
Mhm.
You ever cut one open and think like, I'm not really trying to give this to you?
Not at that
You
point.
know what I
No, that's
mean?
what's cool about it. It creates separation right away instead of cutting slabs and being like, I don't know if I can sell this.
Right, exactly.
You know-
right. Yeah. Hey, Twyla. Hey, I should know your name by now. Hi, 775. Welcome.
That's Brian
welcome.
Erickson.
Brian Erickson.
Oh, hey, Brian.
I
I
think
was
it
going
is.
to say, I do know his name, but it's locked right back here in the back, and I can't get to it.
Right,
I'm pretty sure
right.
that's his profile picture.
I'm pretty sure it's Brian.
Okay.
Because he has the same profile
Yep.
picture on Facebook. Yeah,
Oh,
look, Brian.
Yeah,
it
Brian.
is.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay. I will try to remember that. Don't hold your breath, though. I'll try.
Yeah.
Stevie, welcome.
Hey, Stevie. What's going on? So this is going to be our last show for the first season. We're going to take a break and we're going to come back on Valentine's Day to show the love of Lapidary on Valentine's Day. I love that.
Just call
Oh,
it
Jackie.
biscuit.
Jackie
But
made
we're
it.
all, not burned out, just behind on stuff. So it'll give us a chance to catch up,
Mhm.
and it'll give you guys a chance to miss us a little bit.
We'll miss you.
Yeah.
too. Don't worry.
Yeah. So we all will stay in touch, and we'll stay in touch with some of you that we see all the time. Hey, Frank. Hey, Jackie.
Friend.
But just
Friend,
wanted to
man.
throw that out there so y'all don't think like we're disappearing. We're not. We'll be back. Just taking a little breath.
I don't know that I'll be taking a breath. I'm going to be working my butt off.
Right. Oh yeah, me too. We're taking a breath from this, right? Like even because I didn't even make the show for today until today. And that's not good. I usually do it on Sunday, so at least we can promote it a little bit and share it out a little bit. And we just didn't get that opportunity this week because things have just been so crazy for me personally.
Same.
I feel that. I feel that.
Yeah. I know you guys, Glacier Bros, are like going through all kinds of crazy stuff too.
Dude, I've been pulling all-nighters for as long as I can remember.
Right. Well, that's your natural state.
I'm going to say that's just your normal, Andrew.
Andrew's a nocturnal creature.
I am.
Right,
6
right.
o'clock's my bedtime in the morning.
Right in the morning, yeah.
He's like a possum. You go in to wake him up and he just plays dead.
Right. Leave
Not
me
awake.
alone.
This is
And
why you hire
Brad's
natural
building a
gamers to work the
house
night
and-
shift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
My son's like that.
I do it during the day.
I
That's
do.
not fair.
We
My
gotta get
son's like
started.
that though. He stays up all night long, goes to bed 5, 6 in the morning. He'll usually text me, around 5:36 because he knows I'm getting up. Good night, have a great day, or whatever, and whatever works. But he's got a flexible work schedule, so he can go to work at 3 in the morning if he wants to.
My 17-year-old, I got him up a few days ago to do some chores, and he said, "But Dad, I didn't go to bed until 7 a.m." And I said, "Do you know what this is?" And he said, "Yes, Dad, it's a little bitty
Smallest
man with a little bitty
violin."
violin."
Twyla, are you on Andrew's time schedule too?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's the best time schedule, dude.
Right. I don't miss my 20s at all, Jackie.
Oh, Jackie, you're a potty mouth.
My
I don't miss
body
my
does,
20s.
but-
There's no way I'd go back to my 20s.
Right. I'd go back
I'm
to
rocketing
like
through
between
mine.
28 and 35.
Yeah,
Those were
right in
pretty-
there would
pretty
be
good
okay.
years, but
Right.
the early
Rocking
20s,
videos, buddy. Yeah.
tired shift workers never. Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yep. That's exactly how it started.
Right.
Worked night shift once and then couldn't ever. Yep.
There you go. So we were talking before we went live about some equipment that Dave found and a saw that Ryan found. Tell me about them. I want to know more. Please.
Go ahead,
tell
Ryan.
us.
So we've been watching these jade cutting videos online. Like I watch so many jade cutting videos, like these little shorts. I think they're trying to sell flashlights, but I never pay attention to that. It's like a guy going and buying a rock, and then
Right?
he comes back and he cuts it, and the rocks are wrapped, so you can't see what it is. So he's like paying for it and going back.
Wow.
It's like mystery jade kind of, and you either get
That's
it or you
kinda
don't.
cool.
But they make a lot when they do. They make a lot.
Wow. Okay.
But all of a sudden, this guy gets this big one and he puts it on the trim saw and it doesn't work. And then he's like, and walks over to his buddy's like big workshop facility that they have. And
Yeah.
his buddy uses wax to glue the piece of jade to this circular board. And then the board
Wax?
gets screwed into the machine real quick. And then it has 4 blades that they look like they were about this big each. And they come
Okay.
in straight from each side, like a cross. And they just start to touch. And the rock rotates. And as it rotates, it pulls those arms in. And then it's cut all
That's
the way
cool.
through, but it was polished when it was done.
What is that?
What?
Is that a
For real?
planetary system?
I don't know, dude. It
I think that's
blew
what
my
that's called.
mind. I've never seen a saw like that for anything. I was really cool.
Wow, that's really interesting. That's stupid interest. Did you say he glues it to the board with wax?
Yeah. It looked like
So
they
it's
just
like
were
he's
using wax.
It's like dopping a big stick.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So I
Huh.
think that is a planetary saw. A lapidary planetary saw.
Oh yeah, so
They-
Andrew's right. It's like a
So you
lapidary
put your
planetary saw.
workpiece in, and the saw blades orbit
Right.
it until the center. So it's called a planetary saw.
Yeah, but on this one, instead of them moving, the thing that he screwed in was I could see the screws moving on it. You know what I mean? That's the reason that I knew. But it was moving slow, like almost like a feed on a saw. But the arms are moving in at the same time, so you get almost double cutting speed, right?
Right. Yeah, with that many blades.
And if the
everything.
arms are under hydraulic pressure instead of being on a screw, they're
Yes.
really putting force into that rock. That rock's not going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's crazy.
And jade's pretty dang hard.
Yeah.
I'm writing it down so I can look it up, and I want to watch it too.
I'll get the video and send it to you guys. It's
Okay, yeah, that'd be great.
Dave, you were talking
Saw by-
before the show about an Indian company that does
Yeah.
lapidary?
Yeah, a company
Sorry,
out of
Bernie.
India. I was a little bored at work today. Instead of doing what I'm supposed to be doing, I'm sitting on the computer watching all the students, and I just thought, well, I just did a search for lapidary companies, like lapidary manufacturers, actually, and I just start going down
Right.
through the list, and I saw a company called jewelsandtools.com, and so, and I don't know if you can copy that link. I can't post in chat, but if you can copy that link I give you, you might be able to post it to chat. I don't know.
I
But-
should be able to.
I was absolutely shocked when I got on there, especially this. They've got this flat lap with a 4-inch trim saw, and so it sits where the trim saw is actually above the flat lap and rotor itself, and it's this little 4-inch blade, or you can put a 6-inch in there, and it's got its own little table that you run, for a trim saw on there. And then down below that, you can take that rock and you can just reach down and you can lay it right against the flat lap that's down below it. And it has its water feed. And everything they make is solid stainless steel. And it even has little legs about 4 inches high that holds everything up off of the table. They have special drains. I mean, nice piece of equipment. And this flat lap US was only like $375. Now, of course, shipping from India is going to be,
I have to.
but I was looking at all of their equipment, and then I opened their catalog. They've got stuff for looking at jewels and looking at gems, and I mean, just you name it, equipment that I've never even heard of before. And I was absolutely floored. This is out of India, y'all, and they've been doing it for 30 years.
Well, hold on. If you think about where India is and the lapidary that came out of Egypt and
Matt's
stuff
on.
like that,
Right, right.
lapidary on that side of the world. That's why I'm always like, man, China, they must have some crazy lapidary stuff. They've been cutting jade for who knows how long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's hard. Yeah. Like it's hard.
Right. It's really hard. Yeah. Yeah.
Like almost.
Well, I would assume that. Right. I would assume then that we'll pretty soon be seeing Dave's new equipment rolling in.
Oh, I'd love to be able to order it, but I could, like I said, I can imagine what the shipping must be on it. I know I looked at, they do have really nice hard wheels, the 2-inch for like $50, but it was $64 to get it shipped from India. So yeah, I would really like to try some of it. Yeah, we'll see what the shipping ends up being. I mean, $325 for that flat lap with a trim saw, all stainless steel. You can get it in a 230 volt, or you can get it in a 110. And if the shipping was only like $80 on it, I mean, any kind of a flat lap that you find here on the regular market is, around $1,200 in America, unless you get something like that little Ameritool or something. And to me, this is 100 times a piece of equipment. I mean, it's just gorgeous. You got to go look at it. Go to that link and look at their flat lap. It'll blow your mind. And it's got a trim saw with it.
Yeah, that's
interesting.
That's cool. That's cool. We'll definitely have to look that up. Jackie said she saw a video of 6 or 7 people faceting on the same machine at the same time.
I was literally just about to say
they have one of those.
Thing that I want is a faceting machine. I want to learn how to do that so bad. I want to learn how to do that.
I met a guy last week, came into the store to buy some stuff, and that's what he's doing now. And he wants to transition over to making cabs. So we're having a good time.
You can't be so free-spirited with faceting, but man, what comes out of that is crazy.
Right. It takes so much patience.
Yeah, it does.
And I just don't have it anymore.
This company has a 4-station commercial faceting machine.
Really?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, they had everything that you can imagine, and some that I never heard, that never even thought of.
How big would something like that be, right?
It had to be so 4 people can sit, but it looks like that they were only spaced about that far apart at the station itself. So I don't know if somebody sat on one side, maybe the other person sat on the other, would be my guess.
Yeah, I would think it would be almost like a those round picnic tables that have one seat.
Right. Yeah. Only this was, inline, like, it was inline, straight. So you could have one person sit on this side and one on the other, and then stagger them. But I don't know. I'm just shocked. The equipment is so.
They sell jeweler photography boxes.
Yes, they do.
What is that?
Yes, they do.
Jeweler photography box.
Like a white box. It's like a real studio white box.
Nice.
Interesting. They sit around and everybody gets a piece of pizza. That's hilarious.
I want a piece of pizza now, man.
Man, I wish we could post a chat. I'd love everybody to have this just to go look at this stuff, to have that link. But just go look for jewels tools.
Courtney posted it.
Oh, did she? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I posted it in the chat. Okay. Yeah, I posted it in the chat.
I didn't see it with all the chat that was there. It is so flipping awesome. I mean, I was just, I spent an hour and a half just drooling over all of the stuff that they've got there.
Right. Well, Matt's here, but no sound. I don't know what happened to your sound.
Matt's just doing sign language again today.
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Yeah, he can hear us. He just gave me the signs.
You need to get Emma's little
just
chalkboard.
in mime training.
Chalk that you can. Yeah, it was on earlier. I brought it in, but I don't know. It's gone. So anyway, we'll get Matt here eventually. Ryan always wants.
We can see him though.
Yeah, we can see him now.
It doesn't say Ryan always wants pizza. It says Ryan, I always want pizza. He said
Oh,
Ryan
I
always
guess
wants
it could
beef.
go
I was
either
like,
way,
that's
huh?
not what it says, but that's so
hilarious.
true.
Oh my God.
Come here. I want a kiss. I want a
Get the
kiss.
big
All right.
crayon.
Let's see if we can hear Matt now.
Just start
Can we hear
writing
you,
on the
Matt?
wall behind you. You got it.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
There
you
you
are.
go. Woo!
What a
Aw. Is that Roxy Dave?
Yeah, that's Roxy.
Mine's sleeping on my foot.
Ah,
If
nice.
she slept on your
Mine don't
foot,
come down the basement.
it would cut the circulation off, and you'd have to have it amputated. She weighs 100. Well, she weighed 105
I was going to
pounds.
say.
Yeah.
That's what my dog weighs.
And how heavy is Uba now?
105, right around there.
Oh, okay.
For real?
Oh, okay. So she's the same size Roxy
Wow.
is then. Yeah.
And he's really
He's
got big.
he is half English bulldog, half lab. English lab, like big head lab, not American
Right.
lab.
Right.
Yep.
This
He's gorgeous.
this is
Very
half lab,
sweet.
half
Good.
English foxhound.
Nice.
I
Nice.
tell you what, labs are amazing dogs. I don't care what anybody says. They're
Yeah.
the best family
100%.
dog.
Man, I tell you, I couldn't believe it.
Through the chewing phase. Yeah.
Somebody
They're
came
great.
in the classroom yesterday because I work in the mental. So for those who don't know, I work at the mental hospital here, the institution, and so they even have a dog program. And they brought this
Wow.
great big poodle in yesterday, looking for one of the patients that I have in the classroom. And I looked at that dog for a minute, and I realized what that dog was for. I'm not kidding you. I was sitting there in tears, man. I just wanted to come home and hug my dog. I love my puppy.
Absolutely.
You went out.
Animals
baby.
are awesome.
They have giant
So
poodles are
Matt-
one of the smartest dog breeds in the world.
I'm
Yes, they
telling
are.
you,
Absolutely.
they
And
scored
they're
higher
beautiful.
on the hunting and retrieving than the labs and the retrievers did in a study that I looked at one time.
Nice, Jackie.
I love pit bulls, man.
Yeah.
We have a half pit. He's so dumb that he borrows my son's brain in the morning to go have his breakfast and go gives it back to him when he's done.
Nice.
That's the dumbest dog I've ever seen.
Wow. That's messed up, Dave.
that's we tease them both. Thomas wakes up in the morning, he can't find his way. Bruno must have his brain running around with it.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
That's funny. So Matt, what's your current project?
another wet well.
Jeez.
Yep, another one.
Poor guy.
It's all good.
I saw you got one of them, got a piece in place yesterday just before the storm hit, evidently.
We got the rest of it in place today, but yeah,
Oh, did
storm hit yesterday. It's a good thing we did get it set because all that water coming in that hole compromises it pretty good. So yeah, we got it compacted and set in place, and got back this morning, and all was good.
Right.
Nice. Nice.
If you're having
Is
it,
that like dachshunds, like wiener dogs, doxies. I don't know.
Frank.
yeah,
Frank's
talking about
dad used to take.
Oh,
the
did
truck
she mean to
get
say
groceries.
4 doggies?
no 4 doxies, 4 dash hounds.
Doxies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
That
that.
they love to hunt. Yeah.
Mm.
Bassets are
Take the
cool.
truck and
Yeah,
dump
bassets are
groceries.
cool. I've got 3 mutts.
Matt, are you guys having the rain there like
Yeah,
we've been
the
having here? I mean, we already the river here is up almost to the top of the banks like we were having a super heavy spring rain.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's
Yeah.
been bad here.
Has it? I saw a
been-
tornado somewhere over there.
Just north of me, about 5 miles.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
That did quite a little bit of damage.
It did. There was 4 west of here. I don't know, on the other side of the state. There was 4 of them, and then we had 1 over here.
That's not typically tornado area right there, is it?
No, we get water spouts,
Right?
But Florida's so narrow that you usually don't get them. But we got them yesterday.
Right.
I watched
Wow.
that video. They had power stations exploding and houses that came apart and all kinds of stuff.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
wicked.
Oh yeah.
Well, I saw
Nuts.
the weather's been crazy lately. Heck, I just seen a post a couple of days yesterday, in fact, of Tucson, Arizona that got 3 inches of snow.
Ha! Wow.
So
We got
Things they are changing.
We're supposed
I
to
was
get it
thinking to
Friday here.
myself, I'm supposed to be going to warm weather, not leaving this snow, not going down to it.
Maybe it just wants to make you feel at home.
God. The only problem
Yeah.
I hate is I gotta haul that is driving that truck and trailer all the way to Tucson through the snow.
Yeah.
That's the worst part.
Yeah.
I can handle the rest. Just driving in it sucks.
You're going to go up around
Right.
through Colorado, go up 50, up across into the corner of Oklahoma, and come
I'm gonna
around.
drop down 15 and come back into Phoenix
Oh, are you? Okay.
because I got to go to American Fork to pick up my trailer from Tyree.
Yeah.
Full of dinosaur bone.
When I drove from May there out of Leaton, we used to run up across Soldier Summit, and I'm telling you, when it snows up there, it snows.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right.
Farmer's Almanac says it's supposed to be a pretty snowy February and March. So
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, we haven't got. I think we
Frank.
got a quarter inch one day. What about you guys? Oh my God, Ryan and Andrew, do you have snow yet?
Yes. Yeah, we
Yeah.
didn't for a long time. No snow all the way through December, and we got it in the start of January.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing for you guys. Wow.
Yeah, we're usually already about waist deep this time of the year.
Yeah, but that means we're
Right.
about to get the crap kicked out of us. So.
Right.
that's
Yep.
right.
Yeah.
People don't
A lot of
realize that. They're
places-
like, "Oh, it's coming so late," and I was like, "No, it's coming real hard."
Mhm.
That's what's about to
Right.
happen.
We're gonna
Right.
get
A
like
lot of
7
places back where
feet
you're at got a
one
footer
day.
better last night, didn't they?
Wow.
It's
And-
beautiful though.
What'd you
Yeah,
say,
back
Dave? I
there.
missed it.
A lot of places back where you're at got a footer better last night, didn't they?
Yeah, up on the lake, maybe.
Yeah.
you'd
I saw
gotta
the
be able
news
to
saying it
put
was
it-
pretty
Like
bad back
Houghton,
there.
I know Houghton got
I think-
slammed.
I think up in the Keenan got most of the snow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So how deep is it there right now?
It's
Probably
about
3
half
inches,
Oh, that ain't
Oh,
snow.
that's
3-4
nothing.
inches.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah, that-
more,
yeah.
but today it was kind of like not sunny, but it was like 30 degrees. It seemed like the water was running off roofs, but it wasn't really hot enough. I think the humidity spiked a little, but
Right.
everything's back to pure ice now.
You know, the bad thing about snow is it covers all the rocks.
Yeah.
That's why they're inside. Hey,
No, I mean the ones you want to
Hey.
go out and hunt.
The ones you want to
if
go out
you're
and hunt.
cold,
Right.
it's cold. Bring it inside.
There you
Hey,
go.
Simon.
Don't want them
There
to
you
get
go. Right.
Yeah, don't
Right.
want them to
Right.
get pneumonia.
Too funny.
Oh, you guys are in Kentucky,
We-
though, right?
Hey, Simon.
If it snowed in Florida, then I'd be worried. We got a foot of snow in Florida.
Right.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
Hey, I think
Hey,
if
it
they
may
get a foot of
happen
snow in
eventually.
Florida, Matt's leaving.
I'm just going further south.
Yeah, the Bahamas
Yeah.
we come.
Right. Right. We haven't had more than about a half an inch here in 3 years. It's ridiculous. We're used to having at least some, but it snows and immediately melts and goes away.
Now that
And I'm
brings-
not. Trust me, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's odd for this area.
all of this weather and this time of year brings up a good question. Do any of you do any slabbing or anything outside during the wintertime?
I don't do it outside even in the
Right.
summertime.
So, Ryan, are you using the Highland Park oil in your
Mhm.
saws?
No,
Yeah. No?
Kingsley.
Are you using the Kingsley?
Lubricool from Kingsley. Yep.
And I think
They-
it's about the same
they
viscosity, isn't it?
Gave us the
Really,
thumbs
really
up
low
with
viscosity.
Yeah, so I messaged John and Sherman Rowland personally about the viscosity because you're supposed to use Highland Park oil in those saws. And
Yeah,
I told him about
I'm in
Kingsley,
Maryland, too.
gave him the viscosity, and they said, "Oh, it won't void your warranty." So we use
Yeah,
Kingsley.
I did too.
Nice.
And even the stuff I
Right,
was
right,
using,
right.
you know, it was a little heavier. I'm just curious because here, I mean, we get down, sometimes below freezing. Here lately, we've been down in the 30s, and I can fire that saw up, and I can even run my Everclean. It's all sitting out on my back deck outside. And
That's a
I
heat
have,
wave.
yeah, well, for us, we're here in the valley, but for most oil, when you get it that cold, it
Oh,
thickens up enough that.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
This-
you're definitely
this
gonna have to
HP
work
oil,
with sludge a lot more.
no problems. Even my Everclean works really well.
Yeah,
Gonna
we
say,
we
Dave,
use
our
it in the
highs
garage
right
at
now.
like -30, -40 outside, so
So how and is it doing the same thing? It works.
it just runs.
Yeah.
Just run.
Okay. Good.
The only thing I notice is that because it is a little colder, it tends to pick up the particles more instead of settling
The
in.
particles don't
Right.
settle so fast when
Right.
it's cold like that, so
So
it
it's a
is a
lot
lot
more
more
slow.
muddy. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot more. Muddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it runs good. She's never skipped a beat
Cold
like
starting a slab saw is the greatest thing I have ever
that.
heard.
Boo!
The greatest
Like a
thing
dead
you've
engine
ever
starting
heard.
up, dude.
Well,
Ours
you know, it's-
does. I don't know about you guys, ours does. It sounds like a jet engine every time I turn it on.
Well, and it's kind of like going out. Yeah, I was going to say it's exactly that. It's kind of like firing up a jet. You go out there
Yeah.
and I fire up first the Everclean and I let it start pumping oil, and then you fire up the saw, so you got a double engine going there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dude, Andrew hates that Everclean, bro.
dude, it
When he
terrifies
shuts it
me.
off, it terrifies
first
him. He's
got
like
it-
at the door looking inside there, and I'm like, "What are you doing?"
I know it's just a tiny little aluminum can in there, but still.
I get no
I don't want that
vibration
problem.
whatsoever.
Okay, so we run it full, like we run it till it's full, like
I do too.
completely full.
Yep.
Sometimes when it's in the middle of winter and it's colder outside, some of the mud will shift to a side when you're shutting it off, and it goes.
There you
I'm
go.
like, dude, it's not going anywhere. It's bolted to that thing.
Now the first one I got, yeah, you'd fire that thing up, it'd shake my whole saw. I thought it was going to rattle. It was like it was going to walk off of my deck. But UPS had dropped that, and they dropped it hard enough that it bent the shaft on that little arbor shaft they have in there for that centrifugal.
I remember that.
And yeah, even with all the bracing they had in there, it bent that. And I'd fire that thing up, and you'd think you was on one of those old shaky
I was like,
washer.
clack.
Yeah, it was, and I called Highland Park the same way. I said, "Hey, I'm scared to death to fire the thing up." It's because it shook that bad. This brand new one, nothing. I mean, it just runs
Yes.
beautiful. But I
Yeah,
do
the
notice
only time
that,
you have it wobble like that is when it's just built up on a side.
And it's
yeah,
cold.
when it gets a little
Yeah.
off on
Okay.
it, yeah.
Right.
I have noticed
It's
though that if
scary.
it gets toward full, that it really cuts the flow of the oil circulation. It's not coming back in. I'm not getting full flow out of it.
And if
Other
you guys
than that-
don't know what an Everclean system is, it is a centrifugal force system that captures the mud and filters your oil. So your oil lasts a lot longer.
Right.
Well, so does your saw. I mean, you're not
Yeah.
getting so much of the particulate all over your saw blade and your arbor and your carriage, everything
Everything.
else. Yeah.
You just
Yeah,
run
the
it
whole
while you're
thing.
cutting and change it regularly. It's great.
So when you say change it, what are you changing?
You pull a paint can, a custom sized paint can out from the inside, and you just
Right.
scrape the mud out of it and you put it back in there, and that's it. That's
So
all I'm
there's
gonna
no like actual filter. The paint can is the
do. The
filter.
paint can is the
It's
filter.
all centrifugal
Yeah.
force. It just spins.
So
Okay.
there is a hose that goes from a pump. So the pump attaches to the back bottom of the saw, okay?
Right.
And then the hose comes to the Everclean system up front. The oil is pumped into the pump, through the hose, into a tube on the top of that, and then the
Right.
paint can's open. So because this is spinning, all the heavy particles catch on the outside of the can and the oil flows back in.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
It's an amazing system. Like, it's really revolutionary for our industry. People should be so hyped about
Yeah.
this thing. But
Right,
I think
right.
that they need to, John, I know he could do it. He needs to figure out how to make a smaller one.
That's what I was just going to say.
For the
'cause I
10-inch.
can't put
Well, and the
for the
12
10,
and the
for the 14, for the tabletops.
Well, but they have
Yeah.
a solution for that actually. It will cost you a little bit more, but they have a bin.
Yeah, I don't want no bin. That's extra
know,
work.
Yeah, I don't want.
And
Yeah, I
you can
wouldn't
run
do that
multiple
either.
saws with the bin that way.
That's a lot
What'd
more
you say,
time. That's so
Andrew?
much more time
Yeah.
and more
What were
money.
you saying, Andrew?
I was saying the same thing. The exact
Okay.
same thing.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, because I remember when you got yours, Ryan and Andrew, and then I got one as well to put on my 14, which I could have done had I had the freestanding saw, but I don't. I have the tabletop, and you can't put them on the tabletop. The vibration's too much. So I had to send it back.
I don't know.
Yeah,
In the
with
middle of
tabletop,
winter,
you have to run the bin.
that vibration, I think, would throw that 12-inch around like it was nothing.
Oh, dude, ragdoll.
Yeah,
It would
Oh,
would
yeah.
just be tossing that saw
I'd be
around.
dancing around
Yeah.
the shop.
right.
It
Right.
yeah, it even works on their shaping machine. So the shaping machine is set up to use that Everclean.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, are you still trying to get weren't you trying to get the shaping machine at one point?
Eventually, I actually had one on order. Then we decided we had a bigger need for a 16-inch saw, and
Okay.
so I canceled that shaping machine. The shaping machine is nice, but what it's really made for is if you're going to do volume sales of one shape.
Right.
You're going
Right.
to cut that shape. You still have to finish them by hand. You throw them in a giant, vibratory tumbler and run them through the stages and polish them off. And so I felt like I was becoming a little bit too much of a Chinese seller if I started doing that.
Yes.
I have a
right,
shaping
right.
machine.
Right?
Yeah, there
Exactly.
you go. Right, right. But I could use something like that for my oval lady, that orders.
Oh yeah,
50,
no, that's
60
true though.
ovals at a time. That would help. It doesn't take forever once I actually sit down and do it, but it can be a little bit overwhelming
Oh,
when
use
she places
cheesecloth,
those
Jackie.
orders. And she's super cool. She doesn't ever rush me on them, but
no, Jackie.
so yes, you can, but the Everclean doesn't have that.
Right.
Right.
It's literally
I
just a
used
can
to-
that you take out and clean and put directly back in and screw everything back on and go. That's how hard it is.
Right. I always thought there was like a filter inside
Nope.
of it too, but no, that's
Science.
actually
No,
even
he
better.
really figured that out. It's going to be a while before somebody figures out something better than that. It's really
Right.
great.
We used to squeeze our oil
I-
through cheesecloths and like old rags and stuff like that, but after
What a
like
pain in the butt,
after
right?
30 seconds of pressing it, it's all
Right.
mud caked inside of it,
Right.
so it just holds the oil in instead of escaping.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yep,
eventually
I
you do have to
I
clean
have
the
this
saw, but
little I have this little mesh,
I bare wrestled oil
almost
rags
like a
before
tray,
long, I just
right, that
said,
fits
"Screw
right
it."
inside a 5-gallon bucket, and I would do the same thing. I just pour it in there,
Mhm.
let it strain, but it takes forever because we do let it get probably extra muddier than we should.
so you know what I've done for
But then
that?
you got to let it settle forever, and then you got to no,
Make sure and
I
get
don't do it now. I just
a
change it.
valve that goes on the bottom of your saw, where you open the outlet. Take that off there and put you a valve on there that you can open and close. And
Mhm.
you set you up, 3 or 4 buckets that you've got one inside the other, so you can set a sack in there. And so the one has, and I just drill holes in the bottom of the one bucket, and you can just open that, put as much as you want in, bring the other bucket, and then I have alternate oil that I put in my saw while all of that is filtering. So even with the Everclean, eventually you're going to need to change that out because you're going to have some sludge built up in the bottom of your saw.
For sure.
It's not nearly as bad, because it will collect on the dome of the lid and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I have an alternate 5-gallon jug of oil then that I've already filtered, that while I'm doing that, I can pour that back in the saw. And it's another, I don't know, I've been using that for 6 months now, not even close to having to be able to clean that saw again.
Right.
I
right.
was going to dispose of our oil change waste because it's all
Yeah.
just the muck, but I have collected every bucket since. And dude, just
Really?
leaving those to sit for like a month or two, you come back, there's that much
Right.
oil on top.
Yeah,
like,
oil on the
Right,
top.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah, don't throw
And
your oil away, guys. Just
Yeah, I'll do that,
Do
but
that
then I
until there's
also. Yeah, and what do you do with the actual sludge part? What do you
You
guys
need to
do with that? I know what
contact
Dave
your
does with it.
local, waste
dump. Yeah, just the
removal.
dump.
Yeah, that's what we do too. We take it to where you take your paint and all of that
Yep.
stuff. That's
Just
where
call
I
ahead and make sure they have a procedure with their oil collection. Like they
Right.
might ask you to put kitty litter, kitty litter in it or something.
Right. Yeah, just like car oil, right?
If there's water in it, I'm pretty sure they won't accept that. Also,
Okay. Interesting.
just call
What
ahead.
about
I figure from the dust of the earth it came to the dust of the earth it returns.
Mhm.
yeah, Dave just puts it out in the yard. I
You can
thought about doing that
Put it
when
out in
you
your
said
gravel
that.
driveway.
Right. I
Dust
thought about
control.
doing that when you said that. I thought about doing it right along my fence line
Mhm.
because I don't there's so much crap that grows along the fence line outside the fence that I don't want growing. But I've got foxes and deer and all kinds of animals, and I don't want to have it at risk. I mean, I know it's just mineral oil, but I just don't want to risk them.
Well, and they
No,
don't take
for
it at the
sure.
landfills here. As far as like at the paint station and
Really?
stuff, they don't take that there. So what you have to do is you just pull all the sludge out, put it in a plastic bag, drop it in your trash can. Everything
For
goes to the
real?
landfill
Wow.
here now.
Okay.
There's
Interesting.
nothing left in. I mean, mineral oil is more of a natural type of a product. It's not going to hurt anything for it to go back in the ground. And the sludge that you have with it is just mineral out of your rock. I mean,
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
One day we'll be mining those landfills. You watch.
Yeah, no kidding.
interesting to see what we're going to find.
Yeah. Right. 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 Oh my gosh.
Magnetized Lego piece.
You could even
Right.
mix that sludge in your oatmeal, Dave.
We'll have Legoite.
Say
Or
what, Matt?
rabbit.
What'd you say, Matt?
I said you could mix that sludge in your oatmeal.
Probably, at my age, it might be good for me.
Well, extra
Oh my
grit in the gut. Got your
Great
grit going,
laxative, right? Great source of fiber.
Oh,
All the
yeah,
extra
yeah.
minerals.
Ultra lube.
Oh my gosh. I agree, Jackie. Ew.
Jackie,
my
if you
gosh.
think about what you're cutting when you cut a rock, everything is just mineral. Yes, there might be some stuff that if you were to get it directly, but there is such a minute amount of anything, even the poisonous type of stuff, that compared to what goes in the landfills, you could not measure. If you spent a lifetime, you could not measure what you're going to put in to a landfill or anything, disposing of it that way compared to what's there. It's not that big of a thing. Now, if it was motor oil or something like that, it would be different. But this is mineral oil, and everything has just been absolutely. I mean, a paper sack will actually absorb right through that mud and everything. It pulls that oil out. All you really have left there is just that mineral residual that's in that, and it's just not that bad. I have it out here in the, I drain some of my washings from my tumblers and stuff. They go right out here in my side yard. My grass is beautiful.
Right.
That leads me to say,
I would.
I
Well,
figured
and
out.
you-
Sorry. I
No,
figured
go ahead.
out with cabbing water, like if you use nothing other than just water in your cabbing machine,
Right?
you dump that water outside, dude, it is a natural fertilizer.
Absolutely.
Like the
Yeah,
most
that's what I do.
potent miracle grow I have ever seen anywhere.
So it's got
Heavy
a lot of
minerals.
lime in
Yeah.
it, right? I
Right.
mean, naturally, it's got a lot of lime in it, and
Right.
And the only difference between that and your slab saw is the fact that you're using mineral oil in your slab saw instead of water. It's identically the same stuff that you get out of your cabbing machine that you grind.
And we've
Yeah.
been dumping our cab buckets because it's just muddy water. We've been dumping it on one plant next to our house, dude, and
It's
it's
twice
going
the
to be
size.
next to the roof here soon.
Oh wow.
Feeds it all that mineral,
Nice.
right?
It's cool. It's cool to think.
Mineral oil, same process as the olive kind. I'm confused by that. I don't know what you're.
How they make it.
Oh.
now olive oil is
Just
like
pressing it out of the
pressed
rock.
From an olive.
Right.
But yeah,
Well,
you
if you think about it
press
too.
minerals and it, comes out in oil. Yes.
Right.
Right. But if you think about it like mineral oil, right, disposal, all that, the other things they use it for, right? That's it's coming out those cows and
Food grade
whoever,
mineral
horses,
oil.
and it's definitely going back in the ground, right? So, Stevie said they turn old landfills into ski slopes
Oh, wow.
in the lower peninsula. That's a good idea.
Mineral
That's a
oils
good idea.
are the distillated crude oil
Yes.
from
It
crude
is a
oil
distillate.
refinery.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Every barrel of oil that they distill, whether they're getting diesel fuel out of it, they get kerosene, they get gasoline, they get all of these
Right.
things. So at a different level and a different heat, it distills off something different. And
Something
so,
else.
yeah. And so they use a barrel of oil to take, they'll get a quart of this and an ounce of that, and they just have different levels. So when that's done, that is at a different temperature to get something else out of. And then at the very end of it, you have what I used to haul was the sludge that they call asphalt. And so vac bottom is a lot of what we hauled. 525 degrees just to keep it enough of a liquid form to haul it to where we needed it to
Wow.
mix it with the rock to make asphalt out of.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that's the sludge that's left.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good stuff right there. What about you, Brad? What do you do with your oil?
I pour it out in, like, I use mineral oil as well, so I just siphon it all out. I've used the paper bags. I've used the cheesecloth. Whatever. Usually, to me, it's just been better just to put it in a 5-gallon bucket, and like Andrew said a few minutes ago, let it sit there for 5 or 6 days, and the oil will come to the top, and all the
Yep.
sludge is on the bottom, and just scoop it off, and
Pour it
then,
out. We don't even scoop it. I just pick it up and go, you know.
yeah,
Mhm.
pour it out.
Right.
And then I just dump like Dave says, my personal opinion, all that is the minerals, and there's nothing hazardous about it, in my opinion, at that point. So I have a hole, I dig it in that way just so my dog don't go roll in all that rock cutting dust.
Right.
If your
right.
dog rolls in it, it's flea prevention.
I'm sure. She rolls in enough of that red sand up around here. It's a good thing she's a red heater, because you can't tell she's been rolling in it.
Been dirty.
Let's see what the cat has here.
She rolls in it enough, she'll get polished.
Yeah, right.
Probably.
Too funny.
It's been a good season, everybody.
It has.
really enjoyed it.
has.
It's been a lot of
yeah.
fun.
So, viewers, guys, is there anything for next season that you would like to see different than what we're doing now? Or are we good just to keep doing what we're doing? I would love to know your opinions.
Well, we should always talk about bigger and better rocks.
Well, obviously.
You know.
I mean, that's, but, I don't know. I'd like to input, I guess, from everybody.
For
Hey,
sure,
I
that's
would
what we do this show for, is to teach and help everybody else. If we're the ones coming up with the ideas all the time,
Right.
let some of our viewers give us opinions of what they want to hear about. We're only 6 of us. We only think of so many things that viewers might come up with something different than what we're thinking of.
Right. And there is still that pinned post to the featured section in the group, I think it is, where Andrew said, hey, let us know, what you want us to talk about, that kind of thing.
Yep.
You can always go on there and
Right.
put in there, if you have an idea of what you want us to talk about. I know at some point there was a suggestion, people want to talk about opals. So maybe we'll do that next season.
Oh, we could do an opal show.
Do an opal show.
Because a lot of people don't realize that, like, there's way more opals than just the ones that make colors. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all the common opals. Yeah.
Isn't that it? I never knew. Look at that. That's Mexican
Yeah,
fire
that's
opal.
actually opal in rhyolite.
Yeah, I had no clue.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can cap the matrix and it's beautiful. It
Right,
really is.
right.
It's not like ironstone like they have in like Koroit boulder opal and stuff like
Right.
that, but
Right,
it takes the
right.
same kind of burnish.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys saw those 2 I just did. I mean, that orange opal is
Yeah, they're beautiful.
wow.
Yeah, they're stunningly beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
It is just eye-catching stuff, and it's cheap. I mean, those little jars right there, $27 a jar, and they're pretty
That's not
close.
bad.
Pretty close. They're about a half a pound each.
Did you get them from JHK?
I did, as a matter of
Okay.
fact. Yeah, and I
He's
just
an amazing person.
stumbled across him somewhere. I don't even know where. I just saw him on Facebook, or maybe
Good
it was
old Joe.
I was looking for Royal Imperial, and somebody said, "Hey, check this guy's page out." So I went on
Is
there
that
and I ordered
Joseph
6
Diamond?
pounds of Royal Imperial. Say what, Brad?
Is that Joseph Diamond?
Yeah.
I think that's his
Yeah.
name. Is
Yeah, JH Kilmore's his company. Calmore?
Yeah.
Calmore.
Oh, I got 6 pounds of beautiful Royal Imperial. I'm really
He's
excited.
got
about it.
amazing
A
stuff.
lot of it is Mexican stuff, though, that he gets.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
a large variety of it, but it's
Well,
great.
all Royal Imperial is Mexican anyway. I mean,
Well, of course,
yeah.
no, but I mean
But-
like
but
everything
yeah,
that he has.
Now, if you go to his website, he has actually branched out and has a lot of U.S. material there now as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And what's his website, Dave?
JHKALMORE. Is that it?
Something like that, yeah.
That's exactly it. KAL.
Why is Jackie
There
crying?
you go.
She was laughing. Pink
Oh.
opal.
Okay, I see.
Is it pink
That's
opal?
just a common pink
It
opal.
is.
Beautiful.
Yep.
We find
Okay.
a lot of that
Okay,
out here in Utah.
Wait, what'd you just show, Matt? I missed it.
A huge seam of pink opal.
Big piece of pink.
Oh, nice. I love the pink opal.
So,
I'm
Jackie,
almost out of it.
that was just like you're talking about. That was just a rough chunk. And you do it just like you do anything else. You just cut the depth of it wherever you think that opal's going to be in the depth of it. And you cut it. And you can see I cut a girdle around it and everything. I freeformed this one. I didn't cut a particular shape. It's the same way. That blue opal in rhyolite that you've got somewhere in there, there will be a place where you can find you can cut that and trim it. I had fun with it. I'd never done one before. And this is exactly what it looked like right here. Only you could see the orange on top. This somewhere has a piece of flash in it that's not flashing now because it's dry. But just a chunk just like that, Jackie.
Nice.
I've got a huge Ethiopian laying here somewhere, but
Oh,
My favorite opal in the world has no color in it.
really?
Juniper
No.
The white-
Ridge.
Oh, yeah. And then the
That's my
lightning
favorite.
ridge is what I want. I
Yeah.
want lightning ridge.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
sure you do. I got a guy for that.
Yeah, $6,500 for about a
Well,
gram.
you get what you pay for, Dave. Okay?
I'm not.
That's
Oh, now
Cooper
that's.
Pedy, it looks like,
look at the
maybe.
flash
Or
in
the
that,
Ethiopian.
man.
I can't see.
that's not the.
I've got a bunch like that.
Is it
yeah.
Ethiopian?
That is not Ethiopian.
That's Australian, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I was right at first. Probably Cooper Pedy
Yeah.
and meant to be something like
Yeah.
Is that crystal opal or white opal?
I've got
it's
a
white
whole-
opal. It's not crystal opal.
It's white.
You know the Roche Ferrar, is that right? Candies. You know what I mean?
Right.
Rocher
Ferrero
You know
Rocher.
what I'm talking
Rocher
about.
Ferraro,
Yeah,
yeah.
that. You know, they come in those plastic boxes, and then each you've got the little egg crate
Pretty
deal in
good
there
little
where they
goodies,
have
too.
the candy.
Uh-huh.
I've got one of those just filled. Well, not completely filled, but it's pretty filled with opals because I went nuts for a while buying opals. And one day maybe I'll cut them.
So,
I need to
Jackie,
stop being afraid of opals.
what
I'll
you're
get you in
doing,
this
Jackie,
opal group on Facebook, and people in Australia. They're in Australia. They buy opals from people in America and put them in
Really?
jewelry. Yep.
No kidding. Huh.
So Jackie's talking about she just always collects and doesn't cut or polish or anything. But Jackie, what
Yeah,
you're
she's
doing,
just a collector.
you're saving
Yep.
up for that day so you have plenty of material when you start.
Yeah, right? It still won't be enough, Jackie.
No.
You
Yeah,
gotta-
Jackie,
There's always something else to get.
I can tell
Always.
you, Jackie, I used
Always.
to collect. You know, I still collect, but
That highlight bubble opal that comes from Utah, that's pretty stuff too.
Yeah, it is.
That's how it all starts, man.
yes.
Oh, that one looks nice.
And
Now
some
you're-
of us,
Yeah, go ahead. Buy a pound of agates from somebody and cut them open. See if you won't do it again. Bet me.
Yeah.
it totally gets into a whole nother ordeal. Yeah.
I have a 5-gallon bucket of that opal from up here at the Mercury mine, and I need to get some of that. The same thing. I've never cut any of that in cabinet. It's beautiful material, and so but some of it's soft, some of it's hard. So the same thing. You have to find out where those harder spots are, and you cut into that. And so that's what this is for. All of this is practice. That would be a great thing to find out from some of our viewers when we talk, is what you've branched out into. What did they? I'd love for them to send us emails or send us something to say, hey, I branched out into these things, and this is what I'm doing. That's
Right.
I want to see what
Right.
I want to see what they're doing, not just what we're
Yeah.
doing.
Absolutely.
Hey, so-
Absolutely.
Guys,
Well, and I
way to
do
that, it's our
apologize. I
Facebook
was
page. The Love of
Yeah,
Lapidary.
and I
Right.
apologize. I was supposed to load some pictures that people have put on that page, and I did not get
We
that done.
we can
I
do it
will
for
make
our Valentine's show, Courtney.
There you go.
I'll make
Right.
sure that there's some stuff loaded for the Valentine's show. Absolutely, absolutely.
Hey, so Jackie asked a question that we missed. She said, "Do you guys
What?
find your own stuff?"
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you
You
guys
live in
do
a-
because you're somewhere where there's rocks.
Right.
Very-
I bet
Utah
you
and
there's
Oregon
rocks by
especially.
you too.
I got some red jasper. I got some slag. I got serpentine, but decent serpentine. You know, we will go to North Carolina periodically.
Rock
every
Queen's
couple
going to
years.
Quartzsite.
Nice.
If I went to Courtside, I wouldn't have any savings left.
Right,
Yeah.
that's right.
I'd retire broke.
Quartzsite or
Quartzsite.
Tucson or Denver, you know,
I'd be in
mean-
Courtside from then on. Just trapped.
right? Buy an RV.
I'd have to pay for my trip home in advance.
Absolutely. Yes, that's right. That's right. You know, it's funny because my
Jim-
husband and I were talking about getting an RV just so we can do exactly that.
Oh,
You know,
I'd love
not
to do
worry
that.
about having to find places to stay and doing the rock shows and that.
My
kind
mom
of
and dad
stuff.
did that.
So, I would
They actually
love
took
to do
they got a
that.
fifth wheel for their pickup.
Nice.
And they would
Nice.
drive from here down toward Quartzsite. When they decided to move from Ontario, Oregon over here to close to Salem where I'm at now, Dad had 3 storage sheds full of 5-gallon buckets of rock.
Oh my gosh, you got really cool stuff in Maryland. What?
Yeah,
Where?
You go dig fluoride at Deer Creek
Where's Deer Creek?
in Ellicott City in Maryland. You
Ellicott
can dig
City.
for zoisite and riverstone agate. That sounds so fun.
Ellicott City's
In
not
Rock
far from me.
Springs, you can do Williamsite, magnesite, soapstone, and brookite.
Really?
In North Ferry Point, you can dig for amber.
North Bay.
Oh, nice. That would be fun.
Sounds like a
Yeah, I don't know where any of those places are except for Elkton or Ellicott City. I'll have
you
to do
ever-
more
have Amber?
research. I know right around me there's squat. Like
Allcrystal.com if you guys ever want to try to
Is that
find
what it
where to go
is?
dig in your state. That's the one.
Allcrystal.com.
Yep.
See, now I got something to do in the spring.
Gives you
Yeah.
the top 10 places openly dig in your
Okay.
state.
Nice. I'll definitely check that out because if we got rocks around here, I need to be out digging rocks because I got lots of extra time to do that.
You
Well,
even
Jenny
got,
said she hasn't.
I'll make
there's
the
a
time to do
malachite
that.
mine there too. That's an open dig.
There's a what?
Malachite.
Really?
Wow.
It would be so cool just to pull a specimen of malachite out of the
No
ground.
kidding.
Oh my lord.
I'll be on that for sure. Absolutely.
I did that a couple years ago down in southern Utah. Was able to dig some malachite azurite mine. That was pretty
Nice.
fun.
Nice. Yeah, I'll definitely be doing some research on that.
Yeah, check your states out, guys, because you could be like, oh, there's nothing around me, and then one city over, there might be something crazy that you have no idea about.
Right. Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're getting all
supposedly
the
there's
crazy-
nothing in Florida, but there's plenty.
I'll say you found a couple
So
things
much.
already. Yeah.
Dude, I love your
There's
guys' agatized
Quit.
corals.
Dude,
Rock Queen
the
said quit being
agatized
cheap,
corals
Dave.
with the botryoidals in there.
Well, that's how I got started in this. Dad, after Mom died, Dad got remarried and moved to Mississippi. And he said, "Hey," he said, "there's nothing here to hunt and cut." And he gave me his lapidary equipment, and I got started. But when I go reading, there's all kinds of stuff I've seen in Mississippi.
Right.
I think he's
Well,
just
there
too close to
probably wasn't
Louisiana.
allcrystal.com then.
Might not have been. Well, that's been 5 years ago.
We're not hoarding them.
Private collections, buddy.
They're gone.
They're gone. I'm sorry.
Really?
Yeah.
You have a better chance having the moon fall on you than finding one of those in your lifetime.
No kidding.
Oh,
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
Like you have more of a chance of finding like a $10 million vein of gold than you do to find one of those copper replacements up here anymore.
Really?
The Rebel mine and all those mines, they're all shut down now.
Right.
You
Right.
can't go there. Everything's all fenced off. It's illegal, like federal prison time for going
No
in. those
kidding.
mines.
Really?
Wow.
Why?
Yeah, the UP is hoarding them. You're gonna have to hit up old collectors that live up in the Keenan.
Right.
Old
I mean,
collectors.
we've been doing this what, like 5 years,
Yeah,
and we have half of one,
one,
and
it
it's
is-
this big.
No, it's like that.
Right.
And there's like 3 bands of copper.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
It's cool though.
That's
It's cool.
interesting.
Little pieces sell for like hundreds of
I was going to
dollars.
say, so you're not trying to sell that piece, huh?
No, I love you, but no, not that one. We have
I'm not
very
trying-
few things
I'm
that
not
I'm
trying
just
to
like,
buy
I
it,
won't
so.
sell that. We got a nice piece of coming tonight. We have that copper agate. I cut open a Koyamito agate about a year ago, a little bit over, and it says poo poo in it. Like each side says poo. It's
Nice.
great, dude. I would never sell that. I just can't. I don't know.
I'm excited though about somebody sending me a chunk of Graveyard Point with marcasite in it.
Oh
Yeah, I got it all picked out. It's not one piece. It's a lot of them.
That's all right. And here's the sad thing. I live about 6 hours from where you go pick up Graveyard Point.
Do you live 60 years ago in the same spot though? Because that's when this stuff is from.
Right. So I say I've never seen it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm excited.
1972, it has plumes of marcasite in it.
Oh man, I can't wait to get that.
Right.
I love Graveyard Point, and of course, you already know, that I am a marcasite fanatic.
He's a market.
Oh, we know.
Yeah.
I love marcasite.
Like
So I
me
just
and
got
Courtney
this,
are for Sujilite.
That's right.
right? I mean,
I
that's going
pulled
to be
out my
some
box
nice
of
marcasite
Sujilite
there.
the other day.
I'll find a whole car worth of clowns for some Sujilite, I'll tell you.
Somebody pointed me to this on a Facebook sale, and I bought this. I think this was $40 for this almost 5-pound chunk. I got to
Wow.
looking at this.
You got a
This is
deal.
What is that, Dave?
This is Napomo marcasite.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I got a good deal at that rate.
Yeah, you
If
did.
you ever buy Mohawkite from the Upper Peninsula, which also has marcasite in it, be careful. It also has arsenic in it.
Yes.
Just so everybody knows, if you've never cut Mohawkite, it has arsenic in it.
Yes.
That was the
It's great to
the
cut,
mineral
though.
I
It's
was thinking of.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. The Mohawkite is beautiful.
It's harmless once it's cabbed,
Yeah,
you know,
I've got
but
several
before it's
slabs
cabbed
of
and
it.
while you're cabbing, it can be really dangerous.
Yeah.
Wear a
That's one-
mask, wear
That's the one you
a
gotta
pair of
wear your
nitrile
mask
gloves.
for. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Don't
we're
eat it.
glad,
Don't
Jenny.
lick
We're
it.
glad to have you here.
As always, man.
Yeah.
As always, thanks for joining us. It's
All right,
nice
guys.
getting on here and kicking back every Wednesday. I tell you what,
Yeah.
unwind a long
It's an hour
day.
to breathe and talk about things you actually want to talk about. Right?
What are you messing with?
Beautiful thing.
Shark. I mean, not the shark.
I
Emma,
tell you what, guys, you better like, follow, subscribe, and all that good stuff.
Turn the bell on.
Absolutely.
turn the bell on. Yes.
Tell all your friends.
Yeah.
I posted it out to TikTok today.
What?
Yes,
All
I
right.
did.
What the heck's with the alligator head there?
They
It's
turn the
just
rest of it into a
alligator
boot.
Ow.
Yeah, it's just an alligator head.
Okay.
Can you cab that, Emma?
The teeth.
You vote for longer podcasts? It's funny, Jackie, because
Yeah.
Dave and Brad are on. You're a mountain, aren't you, Brad?
Yeah, it's 7:30 my
So
time.
they're on the West Coast. Ryan and Andrew are Central, and then Matt and I are Eastern. So like it's 9:30, almost 9:30 for me. 7:30 for those two. Look, I'm using
I've been up
using
since
my
5
cursor
o'clock
as if
working all
people
day.
can see it. And then, for Andrew and Ryan, it's 8:30. So, it does. We've talked in the past about doing longer, but it just, with all of the time differences, it doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
Because I get cranky and I got to eat. And,
Me too.
it's
Food and belly.
But you never know. Maybe one day. Not today.
Well,
I mean,
and
I'm nothing if I'm not honest, right?
not everybody's like me either. I can talk forever and never even know it until I pass out from
Well, it does
starvation.
go by very quickly. You know,
It
the
does.
hour does go by very quickly.
He just
but
dies
you have to
talking.
watch the time. All right. It's 9:30. I'm signing off. Y'all
Yep.
Good one,
All
guys.
right,
Love
hey,
you
I'm
guys.
glad everybody came.
Bye.
Northern
Thank you for
Michigan.
coming
Northern
with us.
Michigan.
When did the podcast
Just
start?
south of Marquette.
Northern Michigan? What? Oh, okay.
Oh, they asked where we were from.
Okay. Yes, hangry is correct, Frank.
Yeah, it's dinner time.
All right.
We'll see you guys in a month.
I love you guys. We'll see you in a month. Thank you so
It's
much
been
for
a
coming.
blast.
So long, everybody.
Be
Bye.
good. Don't do anything we wouldn't do.